So the bad news is it didn't work out. But the good news is that I have now completed 2/3 of the first responder red flag trifecta. And I also completed the bonus round of military men. So, silver linings.
Red flag number 27, when dating men. He lives in an RV.
Do you have a boyfriend?
Oh gosh, no. They've been not very nice to me, so.
Ladies, if a man is giving you level 2 effort and respect, stop giving him level 10 access to you. Your time, your life, your body. It's your choice who is granted access. And we don't need men to choose us anymore. It's not the 1930s. We have jobs, we have money, we have titles after our names. And men haven't really seemed to catch on to this yet. But if a man isn't putting in the time and the effort, he is most certainly not entitled to access you on whatever level he wants. Set the boundary, stand firm, make them earn it. And if a man isn't willing to do that, then I personally like to tell them, in the most polite way possible, that they can right off.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope you are all doing well. So on today's episode, guys, we are going to be kicking it off with a clip from this woman right here who is sick of men putting in little effort and not respecting her. Now, guys, before I jump into the clip and we start covering it, I want to highlight to you that although she didn't mention it in the video, she's actually a single mother. So not only are we requiring these things from men now that we are older, but we are also requiring them from men, in light of the fact that we have a child and we are, of course, a single mother. But guys, before we jump into today's episode, don't forget to come and join us over on Locals, guys. If you're interested in getting additional segments, like I'm going to be doing an additional segment today, make sure that you support over there if you are interested. But guys, you can also come and join for free. If you guys don't like watching on YouTube, I don't blame you. We also put up the episodes over there. So without further ado, let's just jump right in. Guys, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments.
Ladies, if a man is giving you level 2 effort and respect, stop giving him level 10 access to you. Your time, your life, your body. It's your choice who is granted access.
So let's break that down for a second, okay? It's your choice who is granted access. Yes, I totally agree with you. Okay? So, make that square up and make sense when you are a single mother. So let me get this straight. You can have a guy come along, have you bear his kid, and then either, he didn't have to do anything. Where exactly is he? Either you've kicked him out, or he left. In any case, now that you're better, you've gone through all of this, quote unquote, and you're ready to find a real man, now you better find that good guy. Okay? So the man previously didn't have to do crap, but here we are looking for a good man despite the fact that we have a child, right? See, this is the problem, guys. I don't have any issues with women wanting to respect themselves and, find their perfect guy who treats them well. The problem is a lot of these girls, they get to 30, 40 plus years of age, and now they start looking for the Prince Charming. They didn't give a crap about the dude who, treated them well in their 20s, who would give them everything they want. They would pass up that guy in a heartbeat. But now that we are in a situation that demands it, we are looking for a good man.
And we don't need men to choose us anymore. It's not the 1930s. We have jobs, we have money, we have titles after our names. And men haven't really seemed to catch on to this yet.
So here's the thing, okay? And the amount of times that women bring this up is actually astounding to me. It really shows how little a lot of these girls actually understand men. I'm actually going to run out of breath from the amount of times I've said this. Men do not care about your money. We do not care about your educational status. We do not care about a lot of the things that you care about. That's actually what we're going to be talking about over on Locals, by the way, guys, for the extended segment today. I've actually got this article here where a lot of women, they don't date dudes unless the dudes are quote-unquote higher educated. Now, it doesn't matter if you have a degree in absolutely useless things, okay? It's just that a lot of women, what they want to do is they want to date that guy who has the you know, the certificate framed up on the wall, okay? You know, and guys, this is the thing, okay? Dudes don't care about that with women. Nobody cares that you've gone through university and you've wasted your life away. You can't convince men to be interested in it. Now, there's going to be one guy every now and then who's like, wow, she has a degree, that's fantastic, and that really does it for him. But for most men, they really don't care. Especially guys, the dudes who these women are typically after, like the guys who are more successful, like they don't need you to have a degree. Your money doesn't benefit him. And I'm actually going to wind this back a second here, guys, because she says, you know, we don't need men to pick us. Okay, so why are we making this video in the first place? Let's continue. So let's go back here. Check this out.
Is who is granted access. And we don't need men to choose us anymore.
So we don't need men to choose us anymore. And yet videos like this exist in perpetuity of women saying we don't need men, but at the same time I'm a single mother and I want men to treat me well. But at the same time I demand respect from men. I'm sorry, I thought you weren't interested in dealing with men, you know? The dudes don't need to pick you because you're fine, you are strong, you are independent, and you can do it all by yourself. So what exactly is the problem here?
It's not the 1930s. We have jobs. We have money. We have titles after our names.
Okay, so pay your own bills then, like everybody else. Have you guys noticed in these videos how you'll have like fully grown individuals coming along and saying, I got my own money, I pay my own bills, and they're like 30 plus years of age? Yes, that's, you know, part of being an adult. But for some reason, they seem to wear it as like a badge of honor. Like, oh, look at this. You don't have to provide for me. Okay, I have, you know, I've got money. But the funny thing is, guys, if you're dating a single mother, she will eventually expect you to pick up the bills anyway. Like, this is just a thinly veiled lie of like, oh, I have my own money. I'm strong and independent. But they're still looking for a man to take care of them. Okay, whether that be down the line or not. It's a complete and utter lie, guys. Like, oh yeah, we have our own money, which, by the way, a lot of these women who say that they have money, this is actually money that is either A, given to them by men, or B, given to them by the government, which again is essentially just men who have paid taxes. Okay? Literally, guys, in the 21st century, these girls are incentivized to become single mothers because they get paid for doing it.
And men haven't really seemed to catch on to this yet. But if a man isn't putting in the time and the effort, he is most certainly not entitled to access you on whatever level he wants. Set the boundary, stand firm, make them earn it.
Earn what exactly is my question. And I don't even say that to be rude, guys. Like, I really don't say that to roast this woman or tear her down. But if you're going to sit here and say, okay, men have to earn it, let's define what it is. Okay, let's talk about this for a second, because there's a lot of demands on men, but for very little incentive. So a guy gets to come along, he gets to sweep you off your feet, you know, treat you well and respect you, which, by the way, guys, respect is something that is earned and it shouldn't just be given based on the gender that you have, but that's a whole nother discussion. So dudes are supposed to come along, you know, respect you, treat you well, take care of you, even though you say you've got your own money. Let's be honest, guys. Men are supposed to come along and do this for what? A single mother, over the age of 30, talking on TikTok about her dating problems. I personally, guys, just me, I don't think it's a wise choice. I really don't. Now, if some simp wants to come along and save this woman, hey, good for her. Now, do I think it's a good idea for men in general? Absolutely not, man.
And if a man isn't willing to do that, then I personally like to tell them, in the most polite way possible, that they can write off.
Okay, so to end off the video, if the man doesn't give you what you want, then you just tell him to F off. Like, so let me get this straight. If a man doesn't come along and immediately, you know, pedestalize you and treat you like a princess, despite the fact that you are objectively not one, then the man needs to be told to F off. It's amazing, guys, like how many women actually have this mindset of like, well, okay, if it doesn't benefit me, then I can just treat it as though it's essentially hostile. That's crazy, particularly when you consider, guys, that a lot of the women, the men that these women chase, they're not hostile dudes. They just don't want to commit to them and they lose their minds. But guys, speaking of losing their minds, let's continue into this next clip here. And what do you know, guys? I swear to you, they're all in their car, man. Right? They're like, you know what? Now's a fantastic time for me to, you know, talk about my dating life all over TikTok, and they just boot it up in the car. So this says, self-love, being content alone. Hey, y'all, did you sit? Okay, let's jump in.
Did you sit in church by yourself this morning? Did anybody else do that? I'm proud of you if you did. It's not easy. But it kind of goes back to, so often I hear people turning down opportunities and not going to dinner or not going to the concert, not going on the trip because they don't have somebody to go with. Y'all, there is so much growth and understanding when you can go and do by yourself, when you can be with yourself and know you're going to have a good time. That's how you turn away people who should be in your life just because you don't want to be alone. Okay.
For context here, guys, I believe this woman is also a single mother. So let's add this up really quickly, okay? We're a single mother who's alone, so the father for the kid is not in the picture. Huge strike number one. Strike number two, we're a Christian woman in this situation, which, guys, like, you know, you would think that you would have, like, you would sit there and you'd think, okay, if a woman's Christian, then that means she's family orientated, she has family values, okay, she understands the sanctity of things like marriage and the family unit and how important raising kids are, and, you know, trying to keep together the structure of a family so that the kid doesn't grow up in a fractured world, things like this. You would think that morals would be something that is understood, okay, but it's just not. Isn't that crazy? Like, it's just absolutely not. And guys, like, the purpose of these videos, really, a lot of the times, is to garner sympathy. Like, okay, look at my life, look at my situation, it really sucks, feel bad for me. Let me tell you something, guys. People who jump on the internet looking for sympathy are oftentimes the perpetrators. Okay, so they'll say things like, oh, my divorce was terrible and it's been so hard on me, and you come to find out that, you know, the girl cheated or the guy making the video cheated or whatever, because people who are sensible don't get online, specifically on things like TikTok, man, and talk about their problems. Okay, they might go to a couple of close friends and share their experiences there and get on with their day type thing. Okay, rather than try and make themselves a victim on the internet. Personally, guys, I think that's one of the quickest ways. Like, it's almost like a self-fulfilling thing, okay? You'll have people who will have mental problems, or they'll, you know, they'll be upset or have all of these issues, and they think that they can get online and be validated, and that validation is going to fix it, rather than actually change, you know, what type of person they are and what kind of decisions they make. It's really weird.
Okay, I've gone on multiple trips. I've been to San Diego, Austin, Texas, Colorado, gone to concerts, go to dinner. I go to church every Sunday by myself, okay? And that's how I have the discernment to be like, that ain't for me. That's how I'm able to go on a date and say, so quick, no, sir.
This is the funny thing about dating that I think a lot of men are realizing, right? Is like, you will have women go on dates and say, okay, well, I know he's not for me and I'm never going to talk to him again. But here's all the, you know, let's pull back the curtains for a second, okay? Give away the magic trick. The magic trick is that if the girl is really into you, she doesn't even require a damn date. All of these girls, guys, or pretty much all of them, hell, I'm just going to say all of them, specifically the ones on TikTok, right? They get on here and they're like, man, I need a dude to do this for me. I need a dude to do that for me. But I guarantee you guys, in their, you know, romantic lives before this, there have been plenty of men who haven't had to do any of this crap. If you think that dudes are out here and the requirement is that these women, the same guy, okay, I'll put it to you this way, the same guy who had to take this woman out on a date and get rejected 3 times in a row for her to eventually get with him because she needed to show him, you know, her worth. There's some dude who didn't even have to buy her small fries from McDonald's. that just, you know, had the fun and got on with his day.
Because I can sit with myself and be alone. And not only sit with myself, but be fine and have a good time and learn something about myself every time I do it.
So, yeah. Let me get this straight. We're sitting in our car making TikToks about how we're happy being alone. Something doesn't seem all that right to me, guys, because my personal view is that if people are happy being alone, they don't need to have other people on the internet validate them for it. Now, if it's like a part of their content, you know, maybe they're like a genuine content creator, okay, and you know, it might come up in conversation, but these girls are like just sitting here making videos about specifically how they are okay and how they're thriving. And personally, guys, I don't buy it. Like, this is not something like, you know, you have like someone who's making content and they're having a discussion with someone else on an interview or something, and they're discussing these sorts of things. No, these women are like voluntarily bringing up this information and trying to convince you that they are okay and they are whole and they are complete. My personal view, guys, is if you're someone who's whole and complete, you don't need to be posting on TikTok about it.
So I challenge y'all this week, go do something alone. Go to dinner, you know, go to the movies, do something alone, and get so content with yourself and being there, so that you are not allowing low rent people in your life and access to you that they don't deserve just because you don't want to be alone. Okay? It's not the worst thing in the world. I promise.
You guys notice a theme here? Like the theme being, okay, we're gonna go out, we're gonna have a kid, or we're gonna have all of these wild and wacky experiences. But now when we reach a certain age, or we have a kid, reality starts to kick us in the backside, and now we start talking about things like boundaries. Okay, guys, I think, you know, when watching these videos, I'm not a person who is against boundaries. I think that boundaries are a really good thing. I think they're really healthy to have, man or a woman. Obviously, you don't want to be letting clowns into your life because they will oftentimes try and ruin your life. Okay, so I'm not, excuse me if you guys heard that notification, I'm not against boundaries at all. I actually agree with this woman. The problem is that these people only establish boundaries and quote-unquote morality when they are forced to do so, when they require something of the other party. You see, these boundaries and stuff, they don't exist because, you know, they have a mutual care for the other person in a given relationship. They exist because they're a requisite, if that makes sense. Like, oh, I have a kid now, so now I need all of these sorts of things, and men have to step it up because of my terrible decisions. It's not the decisions of a healthy person who establishes boundaries, you know, out of respect and care for the other person in the relationship, or, in addition to themselves. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's no... It's not a consideration of like other people or doing it out of healthiness. It's doing it because we're in a situation of desperation.
Promise.
So this has a caption, by the way, guys, before we jump into it, that says, "You are 35 and dating."
I mean, like, what is wrong with the men these days? I just, like, and I say men, but, like, we're gonna use that term loosely. If you're on a date, don't make sugar mama comments. Like, just don't do it. That has got to be the most unattractive thing that a guy could do.
Okay, so my response to this is nobody cares. I'm actually going to use this woman as an introduction to another video, so perhaps we'll continue on to the next clip, but I don't think the dudes that you're dating care about what you find attractive, to be honest with you. But guys, let's continue into the next clip.
Okay, so quick update about my date from last week, and I've been meaning to do this for the last week. Mr. Muscles. No. We went on a second date, and he is just not for me. I actually decided to cancel all my dating apps. They're not even paused, they're just deleted because I'm done. I'm done with online dating. I did had one other date that I had planned at first date. That will be another part 2 story. And that, I'm done. I'm done with online dating.
She's not done with online dating. Just a bit of a spoiler, guys. I haven't, you know, been to this woman's TikTok. Like, I haven't trawled through her page. But just a bit of a spoiler here, guys, using my psychic mind powers. She's not done with dating applications. This is something that you really frequently hear girls say. Okay, what they'll do is they'll get out of their long-term relationship because they got bored, okay, or, you know, something, or they cheated or whatever. Then they go back to the dating applications. Then we get, you know, thrown around by a bunch of bad boys who aren't interested in commitment. And then we make a TikTok video saying how we're never going to get dating applications again. But then they go back to the dating applications to complain more, and they become content for this channel. You guys see how, like, you know, just at a glance, channels like mine don't run out of content. Like, we don't run out of videos over here, guys. I've said this point a few times, but channels like this, okay, and Hadan over a Peace of Mind and Detective Warg, we could cover videos all damn day and never run out of them. That's because these girls, they're making the same decisions over and over again. People who have lives like this, guys, where, you know, they're a perpetual victim and they complain about 50 different things every single day, the problem isn't actually their problems. The problem is their decision making and their lack of accountability.
We're taking a pause because it's wild out there. It is so wild out there. Okay, stay tuned for part 2 because I had another date that weekend and I am actually about to go on date number 2 with them. So hopefully this works out because this is like my last hope, guys.
Yeah, something tells me that it's not going to be working out, but hey, maybe we'll check back in on this woman's TikTok account and see if she has any more content for us. Guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. Don't forget, guys, if you are interested in supporting the channel, we're also going to be covering a story in an extended segment of today's episode, talking about the college dating divide. Basically, we have a lot of girls who their dating struggles come from their inability to find someone who meets their expectations. So we all know how that goes. But guys, we're going to be leaving it there. Make sure that you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.